Welcome, everybody. Apologies for our tardiness. No problem. We're all here. I'm joined by my good friends Collins and Pete today. What we wanted to kind of do today is just really give you guys a little bit more info about what's going on right now. In other words, we Victory with Ash. Ash has suggested via the OES that we complete this survey and apply for a placement. Now, you can only have a certain number of priority placements. Not everyone can have a priority placement, but that isn't a problem. So, and you've got to bear in mind the numbers of people that actually applied for a priority placement, because in the OES we've seen that there were far more than actually answered the two surveys that Ash had put in. So not everybody is going to be able to get an email when the time is right. Bearing in mind, Ash is working his way through everything at the moment with his team as to who's going to have priority placements. And to be fair, we don't know whether they're going to be 5, 10, 50, 500, 2,000. We don't know. Priority placement doesn't mean to say that you're not in. It just simply means these are the guys that you can get a link from. End of story. So, once they're announced, and everybody that does get a priority placement will get an email, and from that they will also get a link to be able to share. So you can then choose who you wish to work with, whether it be Pete, Collins, myself, or any of the other guys that have heard of, listened to, can relate to. I think that's the key here, can relate to. So don't panic, no matter what. There are going to be placements. Now, what's likely to happen, and what Mike Ellis suggested, was that this could take about a month. Now, again, we don't know whether it could be sooner than that or longer than that. And I suppose, in a way, he's guessing as to what he would like to see. So once we've got that month, there are going to be things in there for the priority placement people to have a look at, check out, and be able to offer their links out to others. And then it's a case of taking things from there. So what are your thoughts, Collins?
Thank you, Andy. I have a lot. So there's just a lot in my mind when I was looking at stuff today. Like you rightly said, there'll be Ash is sorting out everything, and there's just a lot for Ash to do to come up with those who will be selecting for the priority placement position. But there are a couple of things I just want to say today, just want to bring to all of us our attention. We saw the message, the pop-up in the OES today, and I picked a couple of things which really resonate with me, and I think it's wise for us to look into it. Ash said something. He said, with victory with Ash, he said, this is a new beginning, a completely fresh start with a new structure, a new purpose, and a new way forward. So he is taking us into something new, and when you look at this, you feel like, okay, I just want to be excited, because I know sometimes in life we are really static. We're stuck in the old way. There are people who never wanted change. Just like change is something that they don't just want to hear. And in this modern day and age, if you refuse change, you will be left behind. The world is moving and the world will not wait for you. Sometimes companies take different turn if they discover that what they are doing will not fulfill the purpose of what they want to achieve. They will take a different turn. It happens. It's not only Mr. Ash Mofara who is doing it. A lot of company, those who refuse to take different turn, what happened? They collapse. So we need to be dynamic. we don't have to be static. I always say this thing, human beings need to be dynamic, not static. Because when you are static, the world will not wait for you. So now, this is a fresh start, new beginning. And Ash says something again in the pop-up. He said, our priority is centered on responsibility and not entitlement. So even if you have that priority position, it is not an entitlement. It is a heavy responsibility that is placed on you, on all of us, whoever will get it. It is a responsibility for call to action, to perform certain tasks, to help others, to uplift others, to be there when you are needed. I said you have to be present. You know, it said you have to be available at all times. One of the old news I said, you need to be available at all times. So you need to be someone who is there to help others, you know, regardless of what, you are there. So it is a responsibility and not an entitlement. That is what Ash is giving us. Even if you don't have the priority position, a placement position, just the fact that you are coming, Ash is bringing you into victory with Ash, is still not an entitlement. It is a responsibility, because it's like you coming in to learn so that you can help others as well. So together, when we help each other, what happens? We grow with each other. You know, so every position, regardless if it's a priority placement position or or a normal one where someone said, okay, this is it coming. It is not an entitlement. It is a responsibility, a very big responsibility placed on all of us if we have the opportunity to come in. You know, so that is the other one. And I said again, say what is past is past. What is past is past. Our eye and our effort are focused on the future. So whatever you know, whatever you've had in the old system, forget about it. It is gone. Just bin it, clean your mind, empty your head, come as someone who is ready to take a different journey. Sometimes you want to go somewhere, the road blocks, you need to take it and reroute yourself again with fresh start, fresh sound of mind, and you know the road ahead. You all of us want to meet up. Why are we here? We are here because we expect so much. We want to uplift people through the platform that Ash will give us. So wherever Mr. Ash Mufaratu is, or whatever Mr. Ash Mufaratu is bringing us, it is a blessing, because we know he will lead us to that point where we will take it ourselves and then run with it. You know, he is playing his part so that he's preparing that platform for us to come, participate, and then do what we want to do to achieve what we want to achieve. So we just need to forget about the past, wipe it, because when you're stuck in the past, it's difficult for you to really concentrate and see what lies ahead of you. I just want to clean my head, bin it, gone, it's finished. I don't want to think about it anymore. I just want to think about now what I'm thinking. Last night I was talking to Peter. What we are thinking now is victory with Ash. What is it that is there? How are we going to approach this system? What are the courses that are there that we would take it, learn it, understand it, and then help others the best way we can? The next one, which I picked, is it said there will be customized training program available exclusively with members who have joined Victory with Ash. Means it is customized. You cannot take it out of Victory with Ash. And one other thing I was thinking tonight, I said something this afternoon. I know some people will try to behave stupid. They think like they can just download, take it out. In most of the workplace I've worked, Andy, I think you know this. When you take a video from a workplace, you try to download it on a different laptop or USB. What happens? It corrupts. You try to load it. It will not work because that is not the official environment. That is not the designated environment. You tried it, you go out and say, why is this video not working? It's because you copy it from a secured environment and you want to run it somewhere. That environment is not the environment. So, and when you try to do that, you will be caught because the security level will be tough. That's what I was thinking today. That's my opinion. That's what I was thinking today. It's a customized tailor only for the business Ash is bringing. So when you come in, you take your course, you study. That is a customizable program for you to learn, and the program is to help you, to empower you, to equip you when you get into that big, bold, beautiful dream, what you will be doing. So Andy, I will leave it there for now. I just want to bring that.
Thanks, Collins. Yeah, no, thanks, Collins. I appreciate that. I mean, we all know that this is a new opportunity. What we don't know at this stage is exactly what shape it will take. But Pete, what are your thoughts on what's going on right now?
Oh, hi everybody. Well, let's look at from the beginning. Obviously it's been overwhelming. Obviously, with all the people that's filled in the application. Ash has said in the latest message back from Ash that it's even more than the surveys that we had combined. So we've got a lot of people to obviously go through to see who's going to get these priority positions. Now, I liked it, Andy, when you sort of said, well, when we get our priority position, it doesn't mean to say that this here is going to get a priority position.
No, sure. I mean,
I know what you meant. I'm just having a bit of a tease, but obviously, we're all nervous. We're all waiting. We're all in anticipation of that waiting list to see if we are going to be invited to this, to having this special privileged position. But to be honest, if I don't get this position, I'm not going to be disappointed. I'm going to be looking for one of the people who I feel that I can work with and work with them. And as Collins has said, we've got to forget about the old. But obviously, we've had a journey with the old, and we've learned a lot from that old business. And we're not going to bring any of that into this new business that we're obviously going into. But we've made a lot of friends, and we know people that we want to work with. Okay, so that's a good thing that's come out of that. Okay, so I know the people that I want to work with, and like Collins has said, we are open to obviously help people. We're going to go if we're one of these people, the chosen few, going to go through the to this priority position, and we can go through and learn obviously the training, and and then we're invited to give the links out. Then we'll give the links out. But one thing that Red and other people have said, they're only going to give these links out to people that they want to work with. It's no good giving links out to people. Oh yeah, we'll just go in, and they don't really want to do any effort. And you need to put effort in. This is a business. This is what I'm trying to say. Every business has got to have an effort. And with what's happening with Ash, he's obviously going through all these applications, and it's obviously going to take a little bit of time. Once the leaders get the links, if they get the privileged position, and then obviously we'll go through and look at what the program is. I'm quite looking forward to that program. I want to learn. I want to learn what we're going to be sharing with everybody. And obviously, as we share the link, you will then go through the system and learn about, go through this learning program. People say, "Oh, I'm nervous because it's," I've had people say, "Well, I don't know if I can do this learning." It is nerve wracking because we don't know what we're looking at. But like Ash just said, there's nothing to worry about. It's simple stuff that they've developed that's going to help us understand how to run a business. It doesn't have to be this business. It could be an outside business. He said it's going to help us outside of this business as well. It's going to help us. It's going to help us as individuals to grow, and that's something that I'm looking forward to. We all need to grow in one way or another. But I think what's going to be happening, and obviously in the next week or so, it's going to be exciting. And I think we're all just sort of waiting for that moment when we know who's going to be obviously sharing the links, and we're obviously going to be there, and we're going to be helping everybody possibly that we can. So I'll pass it back to you, Andy, and then I can say a bit more afterwards.
Quite right, Pete. And yes, I kind of overstepped the mark. Well, from the point of view that we simply don't know. I mean, look, there's a lot of people that have put a lot of effort in over the last 5 or so years. Some longer than others. Guys like Red and Chris and Julie, etc. But you're right. Whoever does get a placement, we should decide who it is that we want to work with, because and it's who you can relate to and how they